Thank you, Chris. Well, good afternoon, everybody. But before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on Cadigal land and pay my respects to elders and all Aboriginal people, both past, present and emerging. And it is important to recognise that wherever you are on Aboriginal land. And you would also be aware that this week is NAIDOC week with the theme Always Was, Always Will Be. And this recognises that First Nations people have occupied and cared for this continent for over 65,000 years. So once again, welcome. So it is very hard to believe that we are in term 4 of week 5, and we did account this afternoon with only 24 school days remaining. So we certainly have a lot of work to do during that time. So probably what's most important for all of you is to know about our building progress. So the tower is still heading towards completion by the end of the month. And we can see through the scaffolding that it's getting very, very close. So we are looking forward to making our plans for our students and hopefully for you too, to actually have access to the tower by the end of the school year. So it is exciting with the restrictions lifting with COVID. So we hope that those plans will come to fruition. And our students are very excited about making some plans about what they can do to celebrate the end of the first year out in the Sydney High School. Now, I know, Chris, you're going to talk through a little bit around our technology strategy for 2021, but before you do that, I'd like just to update about our recruitment drive. So currently running quite a few panels, and many thanks to our parents who are helping out with those panels. So we are recruiting for a number of positions to join our team for 2021. I'm also pleased to report that the canteen tender has been successful, and the cafe across the road in Chalmers Street from the school were the successful tenderers. So they're going to be taking up occupancy of the cafe next year within the tower. So look, just in case some of you might like to review our presentations, please keep in mind that we do have a tab on our website with our online presentations. So if you'd like to go through and have a look at some of the information presented, feel free to do so. So on that note, I'll hand over to you, Chris, for our Technology Strategy 2021.
Thank you, Robin. And what I'll do is I'll just take a moment and I will share our screen just to take you through a couple of the key facts that we have in regards to our technology strategy. Now, I know that correspondence to families, this has actually all gone out to families in terms of our technology strategy and what it will look like. We are really fortunate to have secured some incredible devices, and in fact, they are here, Robin, on site, ready to go, and they will be commissioned shortly. But there is an element where we do need to ask, obviously, for the support of our community. Now, obviously, during our consultation, we did go through extensive consultation with our community about how to best approach the importance of having one-to-one devices for all our students to underpin all of this incredible educational model and strategies and pedagogy that is happening within the classrooms and beyond. So just a couple of key things that we need to sort of address, and those key facts that are really important is the fact that we will be and have purchase, manage and store the devices on site for students. So that means that all the devices will be maintained on site, they will be managed on site, they will be stored and charged on site. The community and families just ask for the technology levy of $200 per year, and it's charged to all families, and that allows us for not only the purchase but also the maintenance of those devices. It is obviously the idea of scaling up with those devices too. So at the moment, obviously our students will be going into year 8. Year 9 and 10 will look slightly different, with year 11 and 12 looking different beyond that. But what's really important to understand is the importance of the technology and how much that empowers students to be able to work within the classroom. Now, the levy that actually takes place for the $200 will also be accompanied by a technology users agreement. And that's a really important part of acknowledging the responsibilities of not only the student, but also the families in regards to this important piece of technology. In terms of storing on site, the students will purchase the students will have the charging stations on site where they will be able to charge and maintain their devices. So there is no need to be taking home cords or anything like that, or bringing them half charged to school, because at the end of the day, they will charge for the following day. And also what's really important is in this incredible space that is being built behind us, that is really almost ready to go. I mean, finishing touches at the moment, essentially you could almost start teaching in there from now. There is a wonderful student hub, and that in the tower will be open daily before and after school. And I know that Robin has spoken a little bit about recruitment, but one of our members of staff that have been recruited for that space will also be very much an essential part of providing this wonderful workspace for our students, which can take place outside of learning sessions, and making sure that that is accessible not only one day, but throughout the week. Now, obviously, as part of our consultation, the reason behind this strategy was about making sure that we assured all devices that every student had a one-to-one device. And it was about making sure that we were ready for day one, term one. We didn't want to, put the onus on parents after what was a very difficult year to have to then go out and purchase devices as part of a BYOD program that may be things that you see run in other schools. It's also making sure that it is accessible and the cost-effective nature of that for all families. So the fact that they are ready to go and that we can start day one with those devices, not only for our Year 8 students in 2021, but also for our Year 7 students, and maintain it for both year groups, is something that is really powerful, that we are proud of here at the school. Obviously, we spoke about managing and the on-site support for those devices, and that, I think, is a really important distinction from BYOD, and making sure that the imaging that is on there is DOE compatible. And it means that all things that you see technology-based on the school premises will easily be able to connect to the devices of students, and that includes printers and projectors and anything that we might need in terms of delivering curriculum. They will be able to access that. So essentially, the list of, making sure that students and our families are catered for in this strategy, and it's a best sort of solution for us, I think is really important, and you can see before you. So in terms of any further financial assistance or support, obviously just contact the school, because we do understand it's about equity for the device specification and the needs of our students and every student being able to access it. But obviously with the technology levy, if there are any concerns, just contact the school, because as we said, this is a very important part, and we do need that technology levy to make sure that this is sustained throughout the years at the school, ensuring that there is one-to-one devices. But for any family that does require assistance, just to contact the school. So that is there, Robin. I will stop sharing screen now. And come back to the live broadcast. Now, in terms of any other further updates, obviously we've got the technology, Robin, and we've spoken about a few other elements. Do we need anything else in terms of our update for our Year 8 community? Because obviously we've missed seeing a lot of them on site.
Absolutely. I suppose the only one that we do need to mention is about presentation day afternoon, which will be held on Tuesday, the 15th of December. There'll be more information that will be emailed out to you about that, Chris.
Okay. And like we said, obviously we have had a couple of great opportunities for students to come on site and share some of their successes with their families. We've obviously had the Archie drawings that were done, the portraits that were awarded recently with MCA, and obviously school and community judging on those. And before that, we did have the launch of our book launch, which was absolutely fantastic. So we are looking forward to seeing more families on site, but we do feel that our Zoom presentations are something that are very important as another means of connecting with our community. Now, obviously, being a shorter presentation,
yeah, sure.
We'll open up to any questions to the floor. Obviously, if anyone does have any questions about any of the upcoming events, please feel free to put that in the chat, and we will endeavour to answer them now.
So we'll just get a few minutes for those to come up there.
Oh, there's one about the students and some of the things that students' initiatives that are coming up. I think we might talk a little bit about that, because obviously they've been talking to their parents and excited about what they delivered to executive. Well,
there has been quite a few ideas coming through, and one thing which has been fantastic is the fact that the student voice has been coming through loud and clear this year, particularly with our student-led assemblies which take place every fortnight. But one in particular, would we talk about which one in particular, the sport in the picnic day?
Yeah, I think so.
Our students are very keen to finish the year up with a picnic opportunity and some opportunities for some games as well with our students. So that's going to be moving forward. All we're doing now is working on a venue and the actual logistics about where it will actually take place. So that will be going ahead to celebrate the end of our first year together.
Yeah, and it's really important. The students are actually driving this initiative. So it's about, the incidental things that happen during that, and it's the dispositions that they build in terms of collaboration and planning and bringing people along to that journey. So it is student driven, which is exciting. And obviously as a school, we'll facilitate that where we can, but it is a lovely initiative that students have come up with and are leading. Also, Movember was a really exciting one too, that outward focus for the community, you know, and another event that will be held by the student leadership group and for all students is, you know, the fundraising and activities that will run in the month of Movember to raise support for men's health.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. And obviously also, I think just in terms of some things that the school also have then planned too for the students, we do have for our students a really exciting initiative, which is an executive invitation.
Okay, we're trying to say, okay, what we say will be...
I think we'll let the cat out of the hat, yes.
And say Luna Park excursion will be taking place, but it's also very exciting for our students.
So students that have been endeavouring to receive some of those letters that you've seen at home, as well as some of those badges that, you know, in terms of the what matters most at INSID, they will have an opportunity to be invited to an excursion as a reward excursion at the end of the year at Luna Park.
Another opportunity as well, that's something which still needs a bit more work, is the idea about giving back to community. And it was an idea that was raised by one of our executive leaders that took place at their primary school, where we did have a Christmas tree, but the students would actually bring a small gift, and then we would donate that gift to a charity of their choice. So that was something else that we'd like to actually see if we can put that into place here. That's one of the ways we can really celebrate our community, and also that concept of giving back at INSID.
And I think there's just a lot of progress at the moment in terms of students finding their feet and becoming advocates for themselves and their group and their peers. And I think that's really nice post-COVID, because it obviously was quite a difficult period of time. So seeing that now coming to fruition, all that hard work, and probably acknowledging a lot of the staff, encouragement from staff and these leadership opportunities and the voice. I think, you know, the Feedback Friday and the opportunities at every point that every student is valued, and their feedback is really important in shaping the culture and the initiatives that we run here at the school.
And of course, tomorrow we have our recognition assembly for term 4, so it's going to be very exciting to see a number of students being recognised for the great work they're doing, both inside the learning sessions, but also in our extracurricular activities as well.
Well, I look forward to the presentation of the video that will be there. Absolutely. Because obviously on Wednesday, I know a lot of families out there might have had their children as a part of all the extracurricular Kappa activities in terms of dance and the band and obviously drama. So a lot of those will also be showcased in a beautiful video, and just acknowledging obviously the Kappa team as well as PDH for their efforts in coordinating some of those exceptional extracurricular activities.
All right then. Well, look, I think our time might be up if there's no more questions.
No, we are almost right on time. So thank you again for
so
participating.
much.
Obviously, this will also be available on our YouTube channel.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.